Hello everyone, my name's Geoffrey and I'm an Englishman living in Brazil. During this coronavirus lockdown, one word especially springs to mind. This word is a word in the Portuguese language, saudade. But here in certainly this part of Brazil, they have a tendency to produce it saudade. Now, saudade is a feeling of missing something. So roughly translated into English, it's missing something, missing someone. But this word saudade during the coronavirus has taken on a new meaning for me. Why? Because it doesn't only mean missing something. It also means a longing for a return to normal times. We're now into our third month of lockdown. And although there is a little relaxation, and there also are, I have to say, many people who are not abiding by the quarantine, who I believe are putting everybody else in danger. So that too can be a sense of this saudade. It can be a sense of a longing to return to normal times. You know, while we're in this lockdown, we are not able to do many of the things that we used to do before. I really miss going out to a restaurant on a Friday evening, sitting there and relaxing, having a nice meal, a drink. I don't drink alcohol, so for me it's either non-alcoholic beer or my favorite, Diet Coke, they call here in Brazil, Coca Zero. But I miss these nights. These nights, it's not so much either the food or the sitting there, it's just a communal thing. You sit there in amongst your fellow people here in Juncarópolis. Many of them know me. I know many of them. So it's like a kind of social gathering. Every 2 minutes you hear, oi, professor. Hi, hello, how are you? These are things that I miss. I miss being able to get together with the family. I have a family back in the UK. I miss very, very much. I have family all over the world. And although we can still communicate like this via this medium, video or be it any of the social media apps. So some of the things that I miss are those. Other things that I miss are being able to go into a shop and having a look around. I mean, yes, I know that many of these shops were closed and they were thrown a lifeline that you could open, but the doors of the shop had to be opened this much, just enough to allow a table there with alcohol gel. You have to tell the person what you want and they go off and get it for you. Imagine going and trying to buy some clothes. I love going into clothes shops and looking at the t-shirts, looking at the logos on them. This is something that you can't do during the coronavirus. So for me, those are simple things. I miss being able to go to the fruit market on a Friday evening. It's not so much that I can't buy fruit anywhere, because you can still buy fruit in the supermarket. But going to the fruit market in Juncarópolis is more, again, a social event, because you see and talk to many people you probably haven't seen for a while. I love sitting down. There is a place that makes these lovely doner kebabs, or these kebabs, the meat which is on the gyro, and they slice it and put it in a bread for you. It's absolutely delicious. And you can sit and watch the world go by. You can sit and watch ordinary people walking, filling up their shopping baskets with vegetables. And there are some delicacies that you can buy at the fruit market that they tend not to have in the normal shops in Junkeropolis. Because many of these people, for them, it's their livelihood. They travel from town to town with the fruit market, and they sell things that they've made in the house. There are many Japanese vendors there that sell beautiful Japanese food, and Miriam likes that a lot. I'm not a great fan of sushi, so or sashimi, but there are some pastries that the Japanese people make here, and I love them. So those are things. Going to places like the dentist or the hospital, going to see a doctor, again, so many restrictions in place. And I'm not complaining about the restrictions, don't get me wrong, but I have saudade of the times before the coronavirus. So will this get better? Will there be a time when we are able to return to normal? I don't know. I can't answer that, and nobody can. Only time will tell. We lift the restrictions, maybe it's dangerous, but maybe they're lifting the restrictions because it's not only me that has this feeling of saudade, missing, longing, and aching in your heart, yeah, for a return to the old times, to familiar surroundings. These are just some of the things that I miss. And this word, I think, in Portuguese, Brazilian Portuguese, certainly sums up that feeling, that longing, that emptiness that is in your heart for things that you can't have anymore or you can't do anymore. So for me, this is my take on that word, saudade. I'm an English teacher. I have classrooms. And during this lockdown, my classroom has been closed. My students can't come to my school anymore. We conduct the lessons online. But I really do have saudade of giving them lessons face to face in the classroom. The atmosphere is so much better, and the look on their faces. Yes, I have to say thank you very much to platforms like Zoom, Skype, all of these, Google Classrooms. You are a good substitute, but you will never be the real thing. So I have saudade for that, is my personal feeling, and I long for a return to it. So that's all from me, people. I do hope you've enjoyed this video, and maybe we'll talk again soon, someday. So from me, Professor Geoffrey, wishing you a good time, wishing that all the things that you have saudade for will soon come back to you. Bye-bye for now. Ciao.